Hello everybody, Nick here for Tuesday and also Wednesday, except now it's Thursday. And I sincerely apologize. My only excuse is that here on the West Coast, we are in the middle of finals week and I passed out on Tuesday. You don't want to know what happened last night. I'm fine. But just did not work and I'm very sorry about that. I always feel weird recording videos like this because I have my hand and you can't really see that it's like attached to my body. But moving on. So the topic that I'm going to talk about today would be stereotypes. Oh, stereotypes. I know we love this topic. So, where to begin? Such a complicated subject. Also, my cat is about to jump up here, so if my laptop falls, I'll be right back. Anyways, I'm going to open the window while we're talking so that you can maybe see my face a little bit better. Just gonna stay. Oh, hello, sunshine. Okay, so stereotypes. What do I think about stereotypes? One, I think they exist for a reason. Two, they can be very, very wrong. Three, it's only okay to make jokes using stereotypes if you ask, or if you know for sure somebody's cool with it, but still maybe never. Okay, so thing one, stereotypes exist for a reason. Hi. Anyways, sorry, my cat. So as far as stereotypes existing for a reason, I'm not saying it's a good reason, and I'm not saying that they should exist, but stereotype that all gay guys are really flamboyant, and all lesbians are really butch. They exist because that can be true sometimes. I have a couple gay friends, referring to men, who are very flamboyant, and I also have a lot of friends that are no, I'm not flamboyant, and I don't really like flamboyant guys because I'm a guy. I like guys for a reason. And I'm not saying either of those is, the right way to be gay, because there's no such thing. Just that there are people who fit that stereotype, and then there are a lot of people who are every range away from that stereotype. You can see the cats in the window. And the same thing with lesbians. I myself identify kind of as a butch lesbian. Complicated things, but I'm pretty butch, but on the other hand, my sister is total femme, just all 12 levels of femme, and it's totally fine. And a lot of people are really surprised when they find out that she is queer because they're like, oh, where's your plaid and your short hair, etc., etc., etc. She wears skirts and pink and does her nails and loves to shop and she loves women, So I think that stereotypes, although they can sometimes be valid, I kind of hate stereotypes, I really do, because I feel like it's such a narrow-minded way to look at somebody, especially when you think, your first thought is that somebody fits the stereotype. So, for example, looking at a guy who is, who is gay, and who has very, feminine actions, and being oh, well, since he fits, the physical stereotype of what I think of a gay guy, I don't know, he has, flippy hair with product in it, and he wears, a tight t-shirt, and it's obviously, obvious that he shaves, I don't know, oh, he must fit every other stereotype about gay guys. Okay. Oh, he probably loves shopping, he wants to be my new gay best friend, and, oh, he probably hates sports, and, all this other stuff. And I guess the point is that, stereotypes, even if they're true about one thing, that doesn't mean that, the entire stereotype is true, because this guy could, fucking love to play football or hockey, and maybe he hates girl talk, and maybe he does not like shopping, and if he does, so what, I just feel like stereotypes suck, because if somebody fits them, then everybody assumes that, that person's going to fit the whole list that comes along with that stereotype, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm butch. I can't play sports. I hate watching sports. Well, Baseball's okay. But, baseball cap. But anyways, like, I don't play sports, like, I don't really wear a lot of plaid. I like shopping. Sometimes I like doing my makeup, like, just because I am generally butch does not mean that I fit the entire, like, list of what a butch lesbian should be. So there's that. And then as far as, like, jokes when it comes to stereotypes, that is probably something you should stay away from. I try really hard not to ever make jokes regarding stereotypes. And I would say that it is never okay, like, ever, to make a joke if you mean it in a negative way. If you don't know, like, if that person is not, like, your super best friend, or if you're, like, making a joke about something that could be seen as, like, derogatory, like, never okay. Never okay. Never okay. Yeah, I don't even know, like, how to think of any examples without me sounding like a douchebag, because, like, I don't even like to repeat jokes, even when I'm trying to make a point, just because I think it's so wrong. Like, me and my friends, sometimes we'll make jokes about, like, butch lesbians, but that's because we are, for the most part. Like, I guess we kind of fit that stereotype, at least with our appearance, but we make those jokes to ourselves, like, with each other. We make it in very good faith and good humor, knowing that we're not going to offend each other. So unless you have something like that, I would say never, ever, 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 ever make a joke about stereotypes. And the one place that it can be okay is, like, comedians. We had a comedian come to our school, and he made jokes about everybody. He's like, the only reason why I personally sometimes make fun of stereotypes and stuff is because I make fun of every single person. Like, I make fun of every stereotype. But still, that's only if you're gonna be a stand-up comedian. Like, otherwise, don't do that in real life, because you could put yourself in, like, harm's way. Just saying. Anything else about stereotypes? I don't know. Mostly just don't judge a book by its cover. Like, even if you're like, oh, I know that cover. I must know what's in every page. No, you don't. You really don't. Like, what I look like will tell you very little. Very little about who I am as a person. Some people have been, like, really surprised about some of my traits and some stuff that's happened to me, and they're like, I thought that only happened to femme girls. Like, what? You just don't know. You don't know. So just treat everybody with kindness. I think, like, it's human nature to try and categorize people. So if that happens, you're like, oh, that person's butch or that person's a femme. Like, cool. Just, like, be like, okay, cool. Like, I think that. Well, let's get to know them before we decide everything about their lives and whether or not you want to be friends with them or date them. Okay. Rant over. I love you guys.